Good morning. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Good morning. Ah, it is a fabulous day here in Phoenix. We are in the launch of a great springtime. Temperatures are probably going to be in the mid 70s, maybe higher. This is wonderful. We bask in that since most of the year we're baking like shortbread. So let's see. Today I felt guided to talk to talk a little bit about my channeling or my gift or my offering that I am serving in. First of all, I just want to make it really clear. I really am not in competition with anyone else's channeling or gifts that they bring forward. I don't have judgment about any of that. I just sometimes feel aligned and sometimes I don't. And so I pray that for anyone who ever participates with the work that I do, that they trust their own inner knowing about their alignment with what's getting shared, because it may not be for them in the timing, it may not be the right frequency of their state of wherever people are, and I just honor all of that. Um, for me, I've had over 50 plus years in my adult life of having conversations with my angels, with my support, my spiritual support team that I became into this earth with, and that's something that I believe every one of us has. They may or may not be known angels or archangels. They may or may not be known ascended masters. Doesn't really matter so much as that when we trust and can align to and attune to receiving our own inner day-to-day guidance from this support team, that's the highest and best channeling in a way that we can ever do, because that is the reason we have spiritual support from all these realms. It's to guide us, not dictate to us what to do or any of that. It is to guide us and to remind us of the soul lessons that we come here to experience. So for me, I check in every day. I ask for key elements, words, or frequencies. I ask for sometimes long conversations with my team. And other times, it seems like I forget from time to time in my busy life to check in. And then I always get the reminders of sort of when I have a backlash of energy that happens from emotional stuff that's going on or my reactions to events in the world. I get to remember, I get the reminders of what my agreements were. And sometimes it's subtle, and sometimes it's like the kick in the you know where that I've asked for. Sometimes some of us feels like we get that spiritual sledgehammer to get us awake to something. So I am in agreement with most of those things as they occur for me. I'm saying all this for two reasons. One, that I'm in process still of my own healing and integration of energies in my personal experience day to day. And that as I have done this so routinely, so regularly, I was guided through that process to find other depths of my meditation, other depths of my mm, purpose, to let go of my attachment to being present for everything and being in alignment to my physical needs. In other words, my gift of channeling, as I express it, did not happen with a sudden flash, but it did happen rather quickly once I was guided that now was those next steps. And I've been given the tools to move in and out of that state consciously. I still channel it, like Daryl and I call three-way conversations, or personally, I can have that inner knowing when I'm facilitating a class or something. I can stay attuned and hear my guidance of what's next, what's next. Uh, I have very conscious attunement still. And I also am gifted perhaps from other lifetimes, perhaps just in my soul nature, to consciously leave my awareness of my body. Um, Almost always, when I'm doing that, I am gifted with experiences in multiple dimensions. As I've been sharing over these Wednesdays, some of the patterns of those journeys and experiences that I've had. There have been a rare occasion that I actually was literally asleep and woke up from whatever was happening. But very rarely when that happened. Perhaps my body really needed that kind of rest. Um, it just is what it is for me. And when I coach people in how to open up for themselves for the channeling, I'm always emphasizing, without comparing, find your inner connection, find your conversation, your inner checking with your own angels, with all of that, and let that evolve. It can happen quicker than it took me. Maybe it was for me, I don't know, a number of years after I had those conversations with my angels, that I was given the training to go into deeper trance states. And however that happens for any of the individuals that I've coached over the many years, I just want to keep encouraging you that if you feel you want support in sorting some of that out and getting the clarity, that I'm here to help with that as well. It's to me your to me to support everyone's personal connection with spirit is as important, if not more, in moments as receiving the kind of guided messages from the ascended realms that I bring forth, as do many souls. It wasn't always so back in the 1960s and even in the early 70s that it was such a widespread receiving possibility for people. So I'm happy that it's happening. So that's that. Now that I'm going to bless all of you and say have a wonderful little chat with Spirit, and I'm going in, out, wherever that is. Beloveds, I am called Ariana, Goddess of Truth. I wish to also remind those who have recognized my frequency that I am sometimes known as Faith, as that which is the twin flame or counterpart in the feminine vibration of Archangel Michael. So am I Archangel? It doesn't matter. I've named myself in these sharings as Goddess of Truth because on that blue ray there is that teaching of truth, and we call that the sword of truth, where you are learning to find your ways, your means, and your timings for creating the illusion of disconnection, clearing of attachments one has in the emotional and mental bodies that sometimes can affect your physical form as well. So today I wanted to talk with you about your soul essence. That is, aside from what one is considered in your physical bodies to have male and female, there are essences to these attributes of consciousness which are demonstrated as the yin-yang, as the balancing of all of creation, Father, Mother, God. It's been taught to you in so many ways. And so for each of you, no matter what form your body has in this time, your soul carries an essence of this expression. To have balance, as we might have taught some of you before, is not about looking for the balance of your male-female essence. It is looking for the fullness of your own essence, and as you align to that, as you live in that, you are naturally brought in balance with all the essence that your soul carries within it and receives from other input in your physical, emotional, and mental life here and in your spirit consciousness. So to have the essence recognized. It does not necessarily express if it's feminine or female essence to be, as I'm speaking with a softer voice, because we all know there are many goddess energies presented to the world that are very fierce and very forceful in a sense of their activity is not quiet. So the essence is still remaining, whether the goddess energy, the feminine energy, presents as soft or firm. But nevertheless, it is always receptive and the vessel for the energies of the intentions that get put forth through and in you and that are received from the highest realms. Intention is the masculine part of you that sends forth the directive, and your feminine aspect is that which receives, like the cup, the energies in a way that nurtures and brings forth, in that merging, full creation of form or not form, as you see form to exist. Do you understand? Form can be not physical, but it can be still held in a consciousness of manifest. Some call that the ectoplasm. Some call that the substance of life before it finds its physical form or throughout the dimensions between other forms. We don't want to bring confusion. We just wanted to say to you, your essence, male and female, live fully within you. The purpose that some have in finding what is referred to as their twin flame, especially in the physical realm of a particular lifetime, is not so that they become complete because of that, but that they recognize through the choosing of lessons and tasks and purpose to bring reminders, reflections of finding that together, but from within. Your essence challenges, especially in the cultures as they seem to be experiencing themselves now on your planet of existence, is that when the essence does not match what is perceived to be the biological of form, people are confused and shunned or disassociated from understanding, not only within, from the cultural presentations of expectation, but from that which would be the remembrance of who you are and why you are. Do souls choose a body incorrectly? No. On the lower planes of understanding in the mental worlds and the psychological worlds, it would seem so, that there are those who experience themselves in a male or female body with knowing completely that they are in the essence that does not match that. And that causes confusion. For some, they're able to dance in all of that. So we're not here to make a judgment or to give a great long discourse on those particulars of expression of your essence. We want to encourage you that whether you're in a female or a male form, know your primary soul essence, primary meaning that your spark of creation has chosen to create that illusion of separation from the one or the other of the integrated wholeness. All of that's for a purpose. Yes, separation is all illusion. We are all one. We are all one. No one individual is lacking in their consciousness, in their wholeness, in their ability to be in full expression. except by perhaps lessons in the choices of the timing, of the physical placement, of that which is your expression in the now. Many of you have considered at great depth, or at least in contemplation from moment to moment, other so-called, we'll call them past lives, as people often think of them. And in that exploration, you may have discovered, oh, I have been a male, I have been a female, I have been a child, I've been an adult in these realms, in this circumstance. Wonderful. Yes, you carry all of that with you. And just a small reminder, past lives are happening in the now. With that as truth, that all your life experiences are part of a one wholeness of expression. You are in the healing of the now as you experience it with your form. You are generating an integration and a healing of all those other aspects in your multiple creations and through the lineages, the so-called ancestry that this body is connected with. It's a grand thing for you to acknowledge your wholeness, and to where you do not feel whole, to use your holy breath as that which is your tool to bring and integrate all those parts, those aspects, those forgotten pieces of yourself into the one. Your essence of a soul is far more than male or female, yes, because you carry all of that, always. So it's one of those, you could call it, like some would say, a Zen concept, because it is that, and it is more than beyond all that. You think, so many of you believe you've studied or you understand your chakra system, as it is referred to, the energy points or centers within your form that carry the connection to your bodies, many bodies, not just your physical. And I say you believe you understand or you've explored that, and yet there's more than you now know. Many of you remain open to that possibility, that you will learn more. It's not just that it's red, yellow, blah, 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 the color spectrum moving in a certain way. It's more than that. It's not just that it flows upward from your lowest so-called chakra to the highest transpersonal and beyond. It's all that flow. It's that flow which is your upward, and that flow which is your seemingly downward through your form, and the flow which is through, you cannot see here, through the solar plexus, moving in that toroidal, some would call it, flow around your form and into an expansion. All three. And your essence helps you understanding your soul essence, or the essence of what the quality is that your being is working itself into greater fullness with. That will give you the keys to where your own systems, your flowing of energies can be opened more, can be aligned more completely. You know, the alignment is like a good spinal adjustment for your body. It gets everything kind of flowing energetically through the nervous system of your body. So you understand that alignment can be off when your understanding or your acceptance of who you are as a soul is not quite aligned. Do you want to know more about your essence? Well, we will say stay tuned for more teaching on this idea, because it seems too simple, and yet it is complex enough that it may require different tools or different frequencies to help align those things within you. But right now I invite you to have the deepest of breath. And like the infinity loop, sometimes it's very important that you keep that breath connected without pause. And yet, a breath with pauses teaches you other things about connecting and healing, and every breath is holy. Feel yourself connect as your breath connects you. Feel yourself opening and awakening the frequencies in your cells of your body. As you use that kind of breath, whether it is a slow pace or a quicker pace, or even much quicker, all of that serves to awaken and to settle and transmute the energies which may have been entrapped or asleep in your body. So that's another part of the lesson. To know who you are, feel through your breath all that you feel. And as you feel that in your body, your physical or energetic bodies, and limit, if you will, the thought about figuring out what it means and why it's there and how it got there, just be in the experience of it. It will complete itself through your breath. You see? I honor the essence that each of you is experiencing and expressing now. I honor that you carry the blue sword of truth in the palm of your hands. I honor that as you learn to give yourself the gift of releasing, letting go of the cords and connections that have been made consciously and unconsciously, especially through your heart center, your breath will consider itself aligned again in you. A lot of teaching and reminders in this little time. Thank you for your gift of God presence, Goddess presence, the wholeness of all that is as you. Blessed be. Hi. Sometimes I don't feel like I want to rush myself back into things from based on what I was experiencing or just that state of bliss that I have been in. I will remind everyone to look for Facebook posts, look for emails if you're on our list, reminding you of our Zoom play shop with the great Divine Director coming up this Saturday, just a few days. And to look forward to the Saturday play shops that we are offering monthly at the last Saturday of the month. So I look forward to sharing And whenever anyone can be here in Phoenix, let's connect in a more physical way. Oh, I'm always up for finding the perfect moment for a cup of something and a snack and a hug. So, blessings to all of you. Have a wonderful Wednesday.